on the Texas A&M Sports Network. From Learfield, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue on Harvey Road in College Station. This is the Buzz Williams Show, presented by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Now, here is the voice of Texas A&M basketball, Andrew Monaco.
Howdy, Aggies, and welcome inside Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue as we tip off the Buzz Williams Show for this new men's basketball season. I'm Andrew Monaco. We thank you so much for being here at Rudy's. We thank you for your support each and every week. We thank you for joining us all along the Texas A&M Sports Network, on the 12-man mobile app, on Learfield's Varsity Network app, or perhaps you're joining us behind the mic on the Texas A&M Basketball Facebook page. However you are joining us, thank you very much. For the next hour, we will talk Aggie basketball. We'll do it with head coach Buzz Williams. We'll look back on last year's 25-win season, the 15-3 conference record, the run through the SEC tournament, undefeated at home in the SEC, and we'll preview this year. Terrific non-conference. The new players, the transfers who have come in, and the recruits have come in, and also the returning players. Texas A&M is ranked number 15 going into this season. We've got all that, much, much more. It's the Buzz Williams Show. The head coach joins me next. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield. All Hands Craft Cocktails is a new bar-strength canned cocktail. It's made with 6 times distilled vodka and 10% ABV to make sure you never have to sacrifice the quality of your drink. All Hands Craft Cocktails, founded by Aggies and a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. The seasons have changed, although we went, I think, from summer directly to winter. The seasons in sports have changed. This Wednesday will be the next Jimbo Fisher radio show, but we tip off the first Buzz Williams show this evening. And for 12 Monday evenings, we will get together and we will talk Aggie basketball with the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies, Buzz Williams, with game number 1 next Wednesday at Reed Arena against Texas A&M Commerce. Place that was just absolutely magical all season long last year, especially undefeated throughout the SEC. It will be great to see everybody once again at Reed Arena as we tip off this 23-24 season. And we say howdy to the head coach, Buzz
Monaco,
Williams.
me and you can show up on Wednesday. I think everybody else is going to show up on Monday. And so let's me and you show up on Wednesday, and that will mean you and I are still 0-0 because the game's on Monday.
That's right. I'm just throwing everything out there. I'm going to throw another date at you. You ready? Only because there's a reason why I'm saying this. Joni Taylor begins her show Tuesday, November 14th. That will be from 6 to 7 here at Rudy's. And the message from Joni is she says that she is your favorite.
She is the most gifted, most talented, highest character coach in the country in any sport. She is a star.
A star.
Like, I'm not talking about draw up and out of bounds play star. She's that. I'm not talking about recruiter star. She's that. I'm not talking about the example to her players star. She's that. She is everything you want on and off the court, representing what I believe coaches are supposed to be about. She should have a lifetime contract. She should be the highest paid employee at her position. She's a star.
Everything a coach should be, correct?
In my opinion, she is. And I know that everybody has different opinions on what coaches are supposed to be in 2023. And I'm probably a little too old school in that. And obviously, I probably process things a little differently because I'm a coach. I also think I process things differently because I'm married to a former Division I player. And so she has distinct thoughts as a former player on what a coach is supposed to be. I was never a player. And so it's a unique household in that I grew up wanting to be a coach. and she grew up being the best player in the state of Texas who turned into a Division I player. And so the last 25 years of our life, that conversation has evolved in regards to what I grew up thinking a coach should be and what she as a player grew up thinking a coach should be. And to me, I know Joni was literally Gatorade Player of the Year, but I think she's Gatorade Coach of the Year. And I think she represents everything you are supposed to be about, not because of her gender, not because of her race, not because of the sport she coaches. I think she is 1,000% built on the right things, and I am her favorite, or vice versa.
Vice versa. She's going to be thrilled by this. We had an opportunity to do a podcast together, Joni and Jamie Morrison, who coaches volleyball here, and we talked about.
He's done a great job,
hasn't he? Absolutely.
Is he like Coach of the Year yet, or have they done that?
He should be. No, they still have 3 weeks to go, and then hopefully the postseason. But and we talked about their international and coaching national teams as well. But it was wonderful. But she tucked that in there, saying, "Tell Buzz that I'm his favorite." And I said, "I absolutely will."
That's right.
I will.
She's right.
She is absolutely right. Is she in the position where you were a couple of years ago, Buzz? Where she's building that program and building that foundation and putting in windows and putting up walls and after that first season?
I would say she's probably been able to skip a step or two. I think she's very wise. I think she's able to have vision on the future at a faster rate than I am. I think she understands the marketplace of coaching in 2023 at a very different frequency than I do. I think her ability to connect with her players and with her staff, there's great symmetry. So I would say she's ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know how to judge, and I've never asked her, was the roster good when Coach Blair left? They went to the Sweet 16 the year before. I don't know what all of that means because my eyes are not built for that, and I have 0 reps doing it. But I think in regards to how she's going about building the program, I don't ask about players or recruits. I know she's won multiple gold medals. I know she's going to continue to be in a part of USA basketball because she's so gifted. So that means she's going to continue to win gold medals. And so, I just think she's ahead. I'm more of a ham and egger. I work at the local diner. When you come in, you make an order. Maybe we can do ham in your omelet. Maybe we have extra sausage in the freezer. That's kind of how I go about things.
We are off and running on this Buzz Williams show. We'll continue from Rudy. Stay with us. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield. Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco here, inviting you all to visit Costa Vida Fresh Mexican Grill. Baja-style Mexican made from scratch daily, serving breakfast tacos, lunch, and dinner. Aggie-owned and operated. That's our friend Holly in South College Station. Last week, the basketball team met with the media. It was CEO Day. They looked outstanding in their suits. Photo shoots, meeting with the media, and I had an opportunity to catch up with the Aggies' Manny Obaseki. How excited are you about this year?
First and foremost, I'm just blessed. I'm thankful for God to just get me back on this floor with my teammates, with the staff. And, there's a lot of people that have poured into me throughout this journey. And hopefully this year kind of signifies and kind of shows a thank you for them believing in me and still having faith in me.
I asked Hayden Hefner this, Manny. I'll ask you the same thing. You're not the same player than when you got here, are you?
No, not at all. Not at all. A lot of work, a lot of commitment, dedication, great coaches, great skill workers, Devin Johnson, Lara Wolf, Buzz himself, Vince Walden, Coach Lair. It's just the whole line, you know what I'm saying? They are, Jelani as well, their attention to detail and just their willingness to help us. Their spirit is what makes us better. Yes, you got to be in the gym, you got to be present, but just their spirit and their energy towards us makes us better. And I've been working a lot, and I love this game. I love the hoop, and they're all about hard work as well. So it kind of went well together.
Can I also ask, are you the same person than when you stepped on campus?
Nah, not at all. There's a lot that I've gone through, personal and on the court as well, and it's kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things. And when I say a lot of things, a lot of things. At the end of the day, though, you got to be blessed. You wake up every day and do what you get to do. I get to do what I love. A lot of people would give up anything and everything to be in the position I'm in right now. So, and on top of that, it's much more than me. I'm doing it for my family as well. That done everything for me to get to where I'm at too. So, but yeah, I'm blessed.
You used a phrase that I love. You get to play. You don't have to play. There's a big difference, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a huge difference, and I learned that a long time ago along the way. A lot of people, will get up in the morning and be like, I have to. Everything's a choice in this life, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's you. And my best friend Dexter Dennis told me this. He said, look, at the end of the day, you get to live with the decision, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's whatever you got to do. It's whatever you choose to do. That's what you'll deal with, and that's what you're gonna have to live with.
Manny, because Devin cares, Lyle cares, Coach V cares, Rock cares, Buzz cares, then you want to get in the gym to work, don't you?
Yes, of course. And seeing Buzz every morning, lifting with Gap, I try to do that as much as I can every off day I get with Coach Gap. Coach Gap is one of the best strength and conditioning trainers in the country, the best in college basketball. So what he's done for me, I can't thank him enough. That's my dude as well, and he believes in me as well, and I love that dude as well. But it's just seeing, Buzz in the gym, Dev in the gym lifting, Lyle doing CrossFit with his wife, you know what I'm saying? Like V's in the gym as well. Laird's doing his own individual lift session. Like I see everything, I peep all of this stuff, and it's like these dudes really are about that. There's not a lot of coaches that are able to do that. You gotta have a certain DNA to be and to do what these coaches do on the daily. So,
you mentioned X. I'll bring up Q. They're not here, but they're still here, aren't they?
Yes, they're still here. Q, I'm so proud of Q of everything he's done. Him and I still talk. He's always checking in on me. He's always giving me words of encouragement, calls me, and he was a blessing for me my freshman year. I have this video from our interview at the NIT after Washington State, and just like he instilled a lot of confidence that I didn't have, and he helped me realize that I'm a lot better than I give myself credit for. Dexter Dennis, that's my best friend. He's going through a lot last year, and him and I were roomies and talked every day. I hung out at his house every day. We would just, talk about anything and everything. One of the funniest dude I've ever met in my life. And I love that boy. And I'm so happy that, he's at where he's at as well right now. Him and I still talk to this day. And those two give me a lot of motivation to keep pushing, to keep going. And that's what, kind of what I live by. Just keep going. They're a big reason why I still keep going as well.
Because they've done that with you, is it imperative that you do that with the younger players on this team?
Oh, for sure. And, I also peep, like, who really likes to work and who really doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I try to encourage whoever it is, whether they're going through a bad day, just to keep going, you know what I'm saying? I try to do that by my example. I try to live through that through example and how I walk, how I carry myself, what I do on a daily basis. But we have a great core of young dudes. They're going to be great. And I believe that.
Was it hard for you to have to be out last year for injury? And did you learn by watching when you did come back?
Now imagine as if you're tying your laces.
Probably worst 5-6 weeks of my life. Wouldn't wish that on anybody. Was scared to death. I had no idea, was like, I'm already an overthinker. I'm already, you know what I'm saying, like stressed. I just couldn't, I didn't know. And I was just so, I felt like I was in the dark. But, I just stayed faithful and I kept doing what I needed to do. And thankful to Eddie Benyon, one of the best trainer in the country. Dr. DeStefano as well. I love that man. Thank you for him as well. And my surgeon for just, getting me back healthy.
You came back, and as Buzz said, you threw strikes. You didn't come back and try to catch up for all the time that you missed. Could a younger Manny Obasake have done that?
I think he could. Yes, I would have a little bit more mistakes, but I feel like I could just because how good of a basketball player I know I am, and just, how I was brought up. I was coached by my godfather, Kevin Jones, and he instilled in me the power of just being a good basketball player at all times. Let it be natural. And, thankful for that. I've taken that up to this point.
If I talk experience of this team coming back, do I also talk leadership?
Yes, a lot of it. It's a lot of leadership, because there's a lot of good guys to begin with. And like I've said to everybody, it's going to be a player-led team, and those are the best teams.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Buzz talks chemistry.
Yeah.
But he says when you say chemistry, you're really talking about character.
Yes.
This team has it, doesn't it?
Yes, everybody has it. The best dudes in the world. Went to the Bahamas, went on the Bahamas trip, and I immediately knew, who I was with, what I was dealing with. And I'm just so excited to be with them.
That is the Aggies' Manny Obaseki. We'll come back to the Buzz Williams Show. We return to Rudy's 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. The Buzz Williams Show. There's Aggie basketball from Learfield. You can customize your Aggie basketball experience at Reed Arena this season with a Flex Pack. For men's basketball, create a 4-game SEC pack. You can also create a 4-game women's basketball pack with any home games of your choice. Customize your Flex Pack today. 12man.com/bball tickets. Or you can call 888-99-AGGIE to buy your Aggie basketball Flex Pack today. We continue with the Buzz Williams Show. We're at Rudy's 504 Harvey Road here in College Station, tipping off the Aggie men's basketball season next Monday. It's Texas A&M Commerce, 7 o'clock at Reed Arena. And our first question of the season comes from the Aggie, Ian Curtis.
Ian.
Yep. He can't make Wednesday because he's at the battalion. So he doesn't make Jimbo's show. But he's here for your show, Buzz.
I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you, man. This is his 5th year.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we didn't do the radio show during the pandemic.
No.
Did we?
Somehow he might have gotten a question in during that because we did all those shows in the studio. I think he snuck me some questions.
He knows.
Even though, yeah.
What's the answer, Ian?
Yeah, maybe when we did with Ross Bjork, he sent it in. Yeah. Then it's just 4. But he wanted to send in. You knew he would have.
He had a bunch of questions because we weren't winning any games.
For a while, we weren't playing any games either during that, right?
We went the longest stretch in the country without playing a game.
Yeah, we certainly did.
37 days, no game.
Amazing looking back, isn't it? I'm
There
glad
was
it's
so
in the
much
rearview mirror.
Yeah, there was a lot to learn from.
Yeah.
That were a lot of lessons that were way less important than what was happening across the world. But
That's the truth. His question is, what was the most challenging part of building this year's non-conference schedule?
Not resigning. We play 8 games in November, Ian. 5 of them are not at Reed Arena. That'll be the most difficult challenge that a Texas A&M team has ever played, whether I've been employed here or not. It's easily the most difficult schedule that I will have ever played. And if you think about it, so 7 days from now we play. I normally like to get in 2 of my 12 radio shows before we play a game, so then Monaco can't talk about winning and losing. That didn't work out, so that was the first bad part of the schedule. We play Monday night, and then we'll travel on Thursday to play at Ohio State on Friday. We'll get home at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll have to be off on Saturday, work Sunday. I try not to work every Sunday. Sometimes I want to do something else besides work. Monday, full day work, and we have to travel because we play back-to-back road games, play Tuesday at SMU. We'll drive there instead of fly. Other people have opinions on how you should handle 4-hour trips. We will drive. So that means we'll be off on Wednesday because we get home at 2 o'clock in the morning. We will only practice on Thursday, and then we will play on Friday. Off on Saturday, I have to decide how we're going to handle November the 19th. That's a Sunday because the previous Sunday we will have worked, and sometimes I like to talk to somebody other than our players on Sunday in hopes that who I talk to will help our players on Sunday, so I don't want to miss 2 talkings on Sunday. So I have to make that decision pretty soon. Monday, November the 20th, we can work if we want to, but Tuesday the 21st we're for sure working because we're leaving to go to Orlando. You have to work the day before on Wednesday because the media is there. We have to play on Thanksgiving. That's Thursday. We will play on Friday against some team relative to how we do on Thursday. We will be off on Saturday from playing, but we're not off because we'll play a game on Sunday. Play a game to win our first in Orlando, our second game in Orlando, or our third game in Orlando. Regardless, there's a lot of emotion regardless of number. Depending upon when we play on Sunday, will depend upon when we get back Sunday night. We probably don't need to work on Monday since we will have played 3 games in the previous 4 days. But then we work on Tuesday because we have to leave because we play at UVA, who has the 3rd highest winning percentage in any home court in the country in the last 10 years. And we play there on Wednesday. That's the month of November. And so we'll celebrate tomorrow by having Halloween. And I am not dressing up, nor am I going trick-or-treating. And I'm not answering the door at my house because I'll be at the office studying Texas A&M Commerce and Ohio State. So resigning would be how I would answer your question, because that's November.
Yeah. You didn't even get into December.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and there's some great matchups.
It just creates a lot of voices in your head, right? And so, I don't have to look at a piece of paper to know what life I'm about to live over the next 30 days. And it's what I grew up wanting to do, but it's all in 1 month. And I was thinking I'd do it over across, 4 or 5 years. And we're trying to do it in 4 weeks. Buzz,
is this from what the NCAA has done with Texas A&M the last 2 postseasons?
Well, it's I've been praying a lot about this, too, on Sundays when I go. And I just don't want to talk about anybody else anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about if our players are hurt, because there's a lot of people paying attention to that for reasons that I'm unaware of. I don't want to talk about other coaches. I don't want to talk about other sports. I really don't want to talk about teams we're playing. I want to give all of my energy and all of my emotion and all of my focus to my family, to our staff, and to our players, because I think that is the minimum that will be required just to have a chance at what's coming. And so, you surely there's not a problem with the schedule we're about to play. Mm-hmm. But then what if you don't win as much? And then they go, oh, well, you're not winning. So I just I'm trying to – I have been thinking through, I coach emotionally. I coach with emotions, but I don't want to respond emotionally. And I'm trying to make sure that I do that in all of the times I'm about to have a microphone. I want to be truthful because I think that I am. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be condescending. I don't want to be judgmental, not because I'm holier than thou, but I just want to get that out of my spirit. But also, I understand that that's part of the job in representing not just athletics, but the institution and all that comes with the former students, et cetera, et cetera. And I just don't want to give emotion and energy to that. We went 15-3 in conference play, and we were a 7 seed.
Correct.
Okay, well, we played in the championship game the last 2 years, and the first year, we won 12 SEC contests. That wasn't enough. And so let's just take all of the guessing out.
Gotcha.
And so does it matter? Don't know. We haven't done it, so we're going to try it.
You said something in the end of January that I loved, and it has stayed with me as you were looking at February last year. And you said, everybody says, well, if this happens, and this school does this, and this school does that, and they do this and this and that. And you said all that stuff outside of what you can control makes you anxious.
It does me. It's just and I'm aware of all of it, and I'm also very aware of myself. And I've without explaining too much because it's kind of boring, I spend an inordinate amount of time planning my day and how I'm going to utilize my time. And when I get to the end of the month, I always have a process in reviewing the month that I just finished living. And included in that is planning, long before we get to Wednesday, planning the month of November. All parts of it. The radio show, the practices, the scouting reports. When am I going recruiting? What time am I going to exercise? When am I going to read? Everything is planned in the most obsessive compulsive way you can possibly imagine. And so do I have to do all that? No. Is it best for me to do all of that? It is for me, because in order for me and my minuscule talent and skill, I have to at least be the most prepared and the least distracted in order to have a chance to do my job. If I'm not the most prepared, or if I have distractions, I would not hire me to do this job. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And I have to have a competitive edge that I give 6 to 8 hours with 4 different cross-referencing checks and balances, 4 different people knowing what my daily flow is. Like, I spent 2.5 hours on it today because we're really close to the last day of the month, and everybody in the organization knows everything better be right on that calendar in every possible way, or there's going to be a problem. And so there's 4 people talking to me throughout the day, all day, on November, on the most minute things. What time are we leaving for the bus, coach? What time are we going to have chapel? What time is shoot around? When is 2 day before? When is 1 day before? Because I know internally I have to have that prepared. I have to have that planned. I have to have that thought out, because I have to have a GPS system in my day on this is how I'm going to go about it. And I can't get off track. I can't get lost, because I'll never get to the destination. And when we're about to do something that Texas A&M and Buzz Williams, regardless of where he's been employed, has never done, okay, well, then we have to be 1,000% in sync, all of us, in every possible way, because we're not going to win because we have the best coach. We're not going to win because we have the best players. But can we have a competitive advantage because we're the most prepared and the least distracted?
It's Buzz Williams. This is the Buzz Williams Show. Come on back to Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. More Buzz Williams Show. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy's serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. And we are at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station, for the Buzz Williams Show, the first of a dozen that we will have with the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies. Buzz, in this offseason, we would sign a transfer, and I would text Rock, and I would say, Rock, does this player fit? And then it would be Jace Carter. It would be Eli Lawrence. I said, Rock, does this player fit? And at a certain point, Rock texted me back and said, you really think we'd bring in someone who doesn't fit? But you seem to hit home runs again with Jace and Eli, and I'm talking transfers, and Wildens Levesque as well.
Our staff does a phenomenal job of identifying the right people. Those 3 guys, nobody in our program is perfect, and I would be at the front of the line on all of my issues and problems. But our staff is elite at vetting, researching, doing all of the things that you have to do in this model of college athletics to make sure that as men they fit what we want to be about. It's hard to discern, particularly those that are coming from other places where how they've been coached, what the priorities are, where they have been coached. It's hard to know if it translates to what we're doing. We played pretty good last Saturday in the, quote, secret scrimmage and started a completely different group than we started yesterday in the public exhibition. There's not enough data to know how they help us as players. I was really bad yesterday. It felt like a mid-January, early February game. Made really poor decisions, ill-prepared in ATOs. We didn't play with the edge that you have to play with. We played like we were good, and they played like they wanted to prove that they were just as good. I kind of coach the same. So I learned a lot, and it's have those 3 transfers had a chance for us to see what they're going to do? No. One didn't play last Saturday. One was that same one. He was all right yesterday. He got 2 fouls in 32 seconds. So I don't know. How does that impact the rest of our guys? One guy scored a bunch of points last Saturday and made 1 shot yesterday. So you go into the game going, man, he can get a basket, and then you go, can he? I don't know. So it's too early to know. But as people, man, they're so good. They're great teammates. Our kids, returners, love them.
Yeah.
They're willing to be loved. They've adjusted to all that we do. But in regards to the playing part, we need them all to be good. And I've got to figure out how to put them in a position to be good. And some of their problems are actually my problems because I've got to kind of figure that out probably better in practice so that when they are in the game, everybody's more comfortable with what they can do. And so we've practiced 22 times so far. And I think we will practice tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So I think we have 5 practices before we play next Monday. And then we'll have, I think, 2 practices before we play in Ohio. So we have 7 practices before the completion of the first week. And in some regards, those 7 practices relative to the month of November are arguably just as important as the first 2 games because we have a lot of information that is not conclusive, and we've got to be able to start narrowing that down where we feel better about the decision-making process.
Talking with Jace and Eli, and Eli, I realize the nickname is Ski, and I love it.
I don't know. I don't think that means he likes to ski.
No, it was just
I think it's in a song is what Mason told me. Mason, my son.
Yeah.
And so, ski.
Yeah.
It's just as strange as Buzz. So,
but Jay said during the entire process of whether he was going to come here or not, you didn't talk basketball. And then Eli said he wasn't sure until Beatty sent him a DM. Yeah. And he knew who Beatty was. It was like, oh, now we're serious. But it was an interesting look into the process, Buzz, of that they can play basketball.
I'm a bad recruiter. I was a bad recruiter as an assistant. I was a bad recruiter when I was trying to sign my wife. I'm a bad recruiter now as a head coach. I just try to – the obvious is the obvious to me. Yeah, I want to marry you. But let's not talk about that. Let's try to figure out how to do it. And I don't want to talk about ball. What do you want to talk about? I want to get to know who you are because you're only going to go to one school. And so relative to – I believe we play in the best league in the United States other than the NBA. Mm-hmm. So if you're only going to go to one school, if the school you end up choosing is Texas A&M, I don't want to give away time and energy to recruiting you. I want to give away time and energy as an investment in who you are and what's important in your life so that if you do attend Texas A&M, we, me, and that person already have traction on what your dreams are, what your goals are, and how they fit and how we operate every day. I think recruiting is the most overused word in our industry other than culture. And I try not to ever use the word culture, and I try not to ever use the word recruiting. Recruiting will get you beat in a game. And so I don't want to talk about that. I want to know who you are, so if I say go, you go. And if I say stop, you stop. And that is based on trust. That's it. And so, yeah, I told Rock after we met Jace the first time, are you 1,000% sure he can play? Have you talked to Lau? You talked to Dev? You talked to TJ? You know. Because I don't and I'm not saying that's right. Because we're probably batting half and half on the transfers. And we probably bat half and half on high school guys. It's not a science. It's an art. And for me, the art is this business is people's lives. And so I want to invest in their lives. And I hope that because we invest in who they are willing to invest in what we want to become. And so I don't – every now and then, like we had a Zoom today, and I'm not the best guy to talk to after you lose an exhibition game. I've never lost an exhibition game. So, like, today's a new day for me. I don't even know what to say. I've been a head coach 17 years. I've never lost an exhibition game. So, like, how do I need to process this? So we have a Zoom, and, we're just going to say hello, this and that and this and that. I know it was 110 minutes. Okay, I don't have 110 minutes. That wasn't on my calendar. And so the emotion that I give to the 110 minutes, I understand it's their first impression of me. I understand I'm the coach. But I'm not going to talk about ball. Let's hurry up and get to what really matters. And if the answer is what matters to us is not what matters to them, I literally have no problem with that. I'm okay with that. Because then we can just both move on. I don't want to convince someone that this is the place. I'm not going to ask who's recruiting you. I'm not going to ask what other schools. I'm not going to do that. And even when we sign somebody, like, not supposed to say this either probably. Rock was the lead recruiter on Jace, and Brad wants to do a story. Yeah, Brad, talk to Rock.
Right.
Like, I just know, I know Jace, I know his mama, I know his daddy, and I know his little brother. The ball part, talk to Rock. Rock was involved in all of that. So is that right? I don't know. It's right in my heart.
Right.
And I think it gives me, it's like Q. I never went and watched Q play. I flew down there. Hey, Q, let's go over here on the side of the street and let's just talk. Dev, you go watch him play. I want to go talk to Q. That's how we recruited Q. Never went. The junior college coach, and I'm Mr. Junior College Manager. Buzz, are you ever going to come to a practice? If you want me to, I will. Well, are you going to come to a practice or a game? If you want me to, Coach, and that's a respectful thing to do, I will. I'm going to come see you. But I would rather talk to you, Coach, and I'd rather talk to Q. The basketball part, that's you told me he can play. Did you tell me the truth? Right. Oh, Buzz, he's one of the best players. Okay, well then I trust your eyes.
It's Buzz Williams. We have one more segment of the Buzz Williams Show. When we return, this is Aggie basketball from Learfield. The last segment of the Buzz Williams Show for this Monday evening from Rudy's 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. And want to let you know that on Thursday, one of our podcasts, the Studio 12 Podcast Network, you can get it at 12man.com/podcast or Apple, search Studio 12, Amazon, Google, Spotify, one-on-one with Devin Johnson as we go over really this offseason coming into this season. And I just want to say, man, what a man he is. I love talking with Dev. And I know why you've had him as a player and a coach.
Yeah, this is his 13th year. He's obviously I've known him since he was a senior in college, and I'm so thankful for who he is and what he's meant, not only to me but to all the players that we've been a part of everywhere we've been. And it's hard, like I'm 51 now, and he's been with me at every stop. And that's hard to find in 2023. And so I'm very partial to Devin. Everybody in the program knows that. Very partial to his wife. He has the 2 cutest children in College Station. Do you think that picture was from year 1?
Yeah.
I've tried to lose weight.
Yeah.
My wife won't let me get my hair cut like that, and I broke those glasses. So can we talk to Josh?
Yeah.
And let's get a picture that was not from year 1?
Sure.
And then each Monday that we have the radio show, we'll let the audience judge, should this one be here next week or do you want a different one?
Deal.
Because this is like
Deal.
2018, 19.
Yeah.
Rock, I got that Peter Millar sport coat in 2016. That was year 2 at Virginia Tech, and I wore it in year 3 non-conference. Pretty good. You see blue striped shirt, navy blue with white tie, and then really nice box design on the sport coat. But that was year 1. Because I wore it to the radio show. That's not post game. That was when I thought the radio host in year 1 at Texas A&M would wear a shirt and tie to the radio show. So I did the same.
You were mistaken.
I know. So now they said you should never outdress the boss. So I don't. I wear a sweater.
You're the best. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you.
Absolute blast.
When I'm not coaching, I'm going to try to get this job.
You got it.
Thank you.
It's all yours. At least I know who my replacement's going to be.
And now you have a podcast, too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Auxiliary. You got your own NIL deal going.
Yes, I do. He's Buzz Williams. Thanks so much for joining us for this first edition of the Buzz Williams Show. Kevin Menchow is our engineer here at Rudy's. Cam Staley produces the Buzz Williams Show in our Learfield studios. For Buzz, I'm Andrew. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you next Monday, Reed Arena, 7 o'clock, Aggies, Texas A&M Commerce. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield.